Hello survivors, welcome back to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we are playing with the assassin and his brand new legendary warblades of Azanath. If any of you have played World of Warcraft, he looks like the same as the character from there with the twin blade. Looks really cool, a really cool aesthetic, and the skills that it runs with are both ambush, movement speed, multiplier skills. Now not only did this get a bit of a tweak this patch, so these are actually a lot stronger now. We're going to try and see how high we can get that multiplier onto with this. So the plan for the build is to actually just run 4 skills. We're going to run the 2 nature skills, which are both nature, frontal, physical, and then we're going to run quicksand, which is also damage based on a movement speed, and then a sharp spear. Both of these give haste, and then they also give form, which means we can get form to haste and haste to finesse as well. The only problem is it's going to be quite difficult to get it because we are going to be running, one divine. We don't have space essentially for the synergetic rune. Synergetic would be very powerful to get in this instance. We could actually do it and not use divine legacy, and then we're gonna suffer a little bit, but otherwise we can see what that's like. We've got light feet over here, so that we've got the additional or increases movement speed by 20%. I checked this out. Without this, our movement speed starts off at 60%. And then with this, our movement speed's at 104%. So every one of the movement speed multipliers lands up getting multiplied by 20%, which is really good. We're going to see if it is just once off, or if every single movement speed upgrade is going to be increasing our movement speed by 20%. Otherwise, this is going to be huge for this actual build. The next thing we're going to do is we're then going to run a skill mastery thrust, and that's just going to allow us, not skill mastery, sorry, skill inclination. And then we're going to run thrust, and that's going to help us get the 2 skills that we're looking for much faster because they're both thrust skills. Let's try this without synergetic first, and we're going to use divine legacy, and then in the future, if that one didn't work out too well, we'll run it with synergetic to see just how much better it could be. So let's start off, and we start off with Aranak. The way that these skills work specifically is they are ambush skills, so that means you have to hit an enemy from behind for it to do the most amount of damage, and that's not okay with us. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to focus on the first thing first, which is getting Aranak down and defeating Aranak for the multiplier. Ooh, both here are actually really good. So we're going to grab that. It does mean that we probably won't see our level up skill, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. We actually do see it, so we can lock that and take the area of effect.
Keep collecting fragments. The tension is
we just need, there we go, and then we can start getting nature to thrust, and thrust to nature works too. So we should find the other skill relatively quickly. There we go. And that's our skill layout. Pretty quick, pretty easy to get. You don't need to use skill inclination. You can use anything you want. I'm just using it because it makes it a lot easier to get the skills that you want. If you wanted to maybe focus on efficiency farming, or whatever the case may be, so you can get a high level equipment piece, then you can grab that as well. But I find getting the skills that you're looking for in the very beginning to be far more better than trying not to, or anything else really. Okay, because we don't have the Titan power just yet, we need to focus on running behind them and giving them a smack from behind, but otherwise we should be fine. What else you can do is during objectives, as long as you defeat the Titan down here, not the Titan, your bounty target, you should be fine, which you can do while you're busy running around. It's fine during objectives. The only reason we rarely grab the Aranak power up is because when you're fighting bosses, it's extremely difficult to get behind them or to always proc the ambush, which is the 99% of our damage. As you can see, ambush damage is multiplied by movement speed. Without that, this does hardly any damage. Same with this one. It does far more damage, but it happens. Also, this is like the third or fourth time I'm messing about with this build with different iterations, and this is every single time I've been doing this, the loot goblin lands up on this stage, even though I'd like to land up on Mesa hit, because we actually do Mesa hit twice with this build for specific things. We can go rotting because they both apply poison. That's fine. It's just extra damage out of nowhere. The only skill that doesn't get damage is going to be the sharp spear. Every other skill we can roll damage on because all the others are multipliers on movement speed. There is another iteration of this which I'll show you at the end of the video. It doesn't have the focused mind. It's a 6 skill one, and then instead of skill mastery thrust we actually just roll a instead of skill inclination thrust we run a skill mastery shadow, and we take shadow slice, which is another movement speed skill. And you also go for the secret skill, which you need to have done the Ritual of Love with, which is the candy boots. No, sorry, not Ritual of Love. You have to have done the Easter event with it to get Sugar Rush.
Fragments. The tension is thrilling.
Okay, let's go. We want the nature thrust to nature, and we also want that damage increase. If you're playing this with the 6 skills, getting yourself the duration increase. Getting yourself the Divine Legacy is actually really, really big because all 6 skills are actually went up by more than 10%. So that's actually really good. Just to show you again, 140 up to 152. So very, very powerful rune. So as I was saying, so all the skills are physical typing. So if you play Divine Legacy, every time you pick up a damage increase, it's going to increase the damage of all the skills. And because 4 of the 6 skills are damage multipliers on movement speed, as well as one of them being a buff skill, which will then increase its potency based on your damage, all the legendary damages from Divine Legacy. It's probably one of the most efficient builds I've seen in terms of passive effectiveness. So it's definitely another iteration I want to show you, but I wanted to show you guys this one first. So yeah, as you can see, I am just picking up all the movement speed nodes because the more movement speed we have, the better. And over here, this is the most important upgrade over here. We can eventually get poison to dazed as well, although we do have form, so we're going to have a whack ton of critical strike chance as well. Obviously it's not here right now because, or it's not very high right now because we don't have a lot of the skill chain. Alright, did not expect to get a loot goblin here, but hey, we're very happy to take it regardless. Alright, 32 levels. We're going to go these are all so good. We have to pick one though. We're going to go with multicast. Multicast. A damage increase we don't need this way. It can go the other way rather. Magnetic's fine. Critical strike chance we don't actually need because we're going to have so much crit anyway. Leviathan's a definite no. We don't need the area or the crit necessarily. We'll keep the area for now. Damages is fine. Damage. Form to haste, beautiful. I think synergetic makes this 35% chance to gain it. So even if you play synergetic, it's still very, very strong. And let's keep looking. We do find one of those, and we do find the multicast, so that's fantastic. And then some laugh. We don't need the poison. Cast frequencies. Merciless is also very good here. Movement speed, relentless. Essentially, you can understand what we're going for now. We just want to try and get as much damage modifiers on these. We want to get crit damage. I think this one's probably going to be better just because of the amount of damage it applies. It's on like 4k, also quite a lot of poison damage. But you can see already all of them are 10.5k movement speed. We're going to see how high we can get that to. We do want to grab Mesa Head for the exposed because it's just massive amounts of damage. We grab Mesa Head twice because weakness is in this build. And as we saw in our video yesterday with the T-Rex build, there's actually a very good reason to grab fragility in builds. So we're definitely going to be doing a lot more damage. I do want to see how fast we can go with this one and just how much of a movement speed multiplier we can get to. So expect a relatively longish video, because there's a couple of things I want to try and get. We'll probably land up still grabbing the Poisoned Dazed. I want to grab, I think Aranak has a lot of things we can grab from here. We can grab movement speed as a passive. We can grab haste on hit. We can grab a whole lot of things. And it's going to be a relatively quick one as well to get to the Void King because of our movement speed. So we're able to get from objective to objective super quickly, and then also once the objectives are done, I mean, as you can see, because we're permanently ambushing enemies now, we're just absolutely destroying them. Damage increases, cast frequencies on 480, that's why, I mean, crit. That's why we want to focus on critical strike damage now. We lock the thrust and we get another multicast, we'll take that. Merciless, a bit of a bounty upgrade. We don't need the expansive. I mean, you can eventually go for the upgrade to area of effect with brittle to colossal, but not necessary with this build. Also, I don't think I'm on... No, I'm not. Oh, the weapon artifact power is poison damage, so... And we become elusive and walk through enemies. We just need our movement speed to gain. There we go. Maybe a little bit of area of effect will be good. Armor is going to be good. There's the weakness to... Oh, we went with the wrong one first. Alright, not the end of the world. Oops. I already thought I was pretty far into it. We grab Shattered.
Black was perhaps the wrong choice. Let's do this quickly.
Also, as you can see, the green on the floor, that's because of the second skill. It does leave a puddle on the floor, applying the weakness and poison.
Keep collecting fragments. The tension is thrilling.
Our movement speed is just getting better and better. I'm going for... let's start getting a little bit of upgrades. I must also use my rerolls. I keep forgetting about those.
Another step. Don't get too relaxed.
Okay, we can make it all the way to the top here. Like I've said, because we have all that movement speed, we're able to get here in absolute seconds.
Fragments mine. Another key to the door.
Magnetic's fine. Damage increases. I want to try focus the damage on one of them, but we're on a 52 times damage multiplier already. It's crazy.
Piece the Titan stirs.
Actually, I think we are 91%. I don't know if you guys remember, we did a movement speed build quite some time ago, and I don't believe we got to 100% damage multiplier, but now we're on 100% damage multiplier with 940% movement speed. We're not even capped on the buff yet. We can still get another 500 movement speed easily, just from the buff. So we'll see where that takes us. But 100 times damage multiplier. Like I mentioned in the beginning, that this recent patch updated the damage formula for these skills, so they do get far more damage now than what they were previously, which is absolutely bonkers if you think about it. Okay, cost frequency for everything's good. We want the damage as well as the thrust to whatever, and then damage on this is fine. So just sitting with nothing added, we're now on 12.1 times multiplier. That's just on our base movement speed. Obviously, by adding the thrust sugar rush skill, you'll be on a much better damage multiplier because that's extra movement speed. Using the right passives on Titans, or whatever the case may be, you're going to be good. And then the more skill chain we get and things like that as well. So we do Mesa hits again, get exposed. We'll do the Void King. We're going to grab ourselves. We'll grab the movement speed dash thing from the Corrupted Void Hunter. And then I guess we go disoriented on hit, because there's no other way we can get it in this build. We've got fragility, we've got poisoned dazed, which we'll eventually maybe get. We can grab aptitude on hit as well. I'm trying to think what other things would help. But I mean, the aptitude on hits, yeah, actually it would be really good. And they are casting very quickly as well, so it will give us quite a few things. Depending on where we go with the skill chain and the stacks we get as well, we might need to grab ourselves some haste on hit from Aranak as well. But we'll take a look at that and see where we can go from there. Nature to thrusts. Getting some good upgrades. This is a double multicast. That's 32% multicast for everything, which is fantastic. Our bounty is alive somewhere. The bounty was alive somewhere. Our bounty does give us a 20% increased movement speed as well. Multiplicative. So when it is up, we're now on 184 times damage multiplier. You'll notice the amount is exactly the same on all of them, so it really doesn't matter which one you grab. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's why we focus on all 4 of the skills, or all 3 of the skills at the same time, because their damage multipliers are all the same. However, because the other one deals poison and it's an ambush one, we're going to be seeing more damage coming from the poison skills. I think also the base damage of the poison skill is much higher. Yeah, 8,000 compared to the others. So just the actual damage multiplier of the skill, not the multiplier, but the base damage of the skill is so much higher, making it that much stronger. 0.2 on this one, so we no longer need cast speed there. Which means we nearly 0.2 on everything. So we don't actually need that much cast frequency anymore. Which is also a little bit of a problem. That could also be because of this, because we get cast frequency, but not that that's a problem. It's actually just going to make it so that we need to focus more on other things like damage, movement speeds, and so on and so forth. Even our critical strike chance, we don't need that much. I'm getting the damage for the bounty, so when we do have the bounty up, we're at a really good amount. Damage increases again. It's so good. Alright, Misa had to get... Oh, we picked up some area of effect. That is, of course, going to cause issues. To some extent. Alright, exposed on hit this time. We got the right power up. Oops. There's nothing Fadum or Felipox have for us. Unfortunately, Felipox does have some aptitude stuff. Might have some movement speed stuff as well, but it's mostly Aranak that we can work with. And then also grab some, 1 or 2 power-ups from Broken for the cast frequency as well, but mostly all Aranak. It's just a pity you don't get more than 1 treasure loot goblin. I think it would be quite funny to be able to use multiple goblins in a single run, so that we could keep getting Aranak over and over. The buff is sitting at 500, so it does look like we need to run Aranak, because we are going to have to get that to 100% uptime, so it needs to be on 1000, because this movement speed is not as high as we can go. I think if you run the other builds, you can actually get to a far higher movement speed upgrade, but you won't do as much damage because you spread that little bit too thin. This does feel slightly stronger at 94%.
And bleeding is still dry. Soon it will fade.
We are sitting at 983, so that's without the ascension. The ascension will push us up even higher. Actually, yeah, it's such a different number. It's so weird. It's very difficult to keep track because of the amount of stacks of haste that we have. So once we get to a consistent 1000 stacks, that will be our opportunity to be like, oh, hang on, there we go. That's how much we can actually do with it. And also, obviously, having our ascension up gives us so much more movement speed. Oops, that's why we take block and armor, so that when you don't see those things occur, that happens. Cast frequency, yep, you're still needed. You still needed. Bounty damage. Cast frequency for this one. Damage multipliers are good. We don't need the area or any of that stuff. Even multicast. Okay, that's the last we can do with that. Then it's just movement speed and life, essentially. The duration's very good. A little bit more area of effect. We have to go the damage.
Doors down. Time to
I thought you could only pick up 5 of those. Where is it? Oh, that is 5. Okay. I'm like, I thought I felt like we get that so often. I'm like, 5 of them, but I've picked up 5 already. Okay, so this is where it's a little bit more difficult for the Void King. We need to just put down the visuals. We wanted the movement speed and that, so can we get it? There we go, damage, cost, frequency, movement speed. It's 50% movement speed, that's massive. And we're also going for the disoriented on hit here, guys, so this is going to be quite a nice one. Don't need to hit the boss from behind. There we go.
I am the king.
I do like how in the very beginning he always shoots that somewhere else besides for right in front of him, which is where we always are. Alright, there's disoriented on hit. That's going to be the most powerful, and we're going to keep going for a little bit. I mean, that took us 11 minutes and 15 seconds. Of course, we can keep going. Let's go for Aranak. We're going to get that haste on hit. Just to see how much haste, just to try and get ourselves to that 1000 haste stack, and that's going to give us the movement speed. That's going to increase our damage substantially.
Another step.
The only thing with this build is once you got so much movement speed, it's very difficult to control your character, so it could be our downfall as well. And then we'll see. I think Felipox has something. Oh no, actually Midorak will have something for us. Midorak is the one that has the aptitude. So maybe gaining some aptitude on hits. We do have disoriented. We want more critical strike damage as a base stat. Only 592. So try and get that amount up as well from the boss. 283 times damage multiplier. That is beautiful. I think we landed up getting 100% with the armor one, and we were like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. 100 times, sorry, not 100%. And at the time we were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, the fact that we could get such a high amount. And here we are now sitting on a massive amount without even trying, just as a, just as a difference to how we were before. I'm actually going to banish crits because we have so much critical strike chance already from form. We just need the haste stacks to build up, and there we go. And this is where we go for the, see, we can just go movement speed and critical strike chance, but we actually want every time you cause a critical strike, you have a chance to gain haste. It's only 1%. We can also come back here to get the poison to dazed, which will be very strong. But otherwise, like I said, most of it's going to be from this character, from Aranak. So a lot of the time we're going to come back to Aranak and go to Aranak and whatever the case is. Essentially, let's focus on Aranak. That's your build guide.
Piece by piece, the Titan stirs.
Okay, let's go here.
That's one more piece.
Also remember that 50% movement speed from Aranak is going to be 20% higher. So instead of just 50%, it's going to be something like 75%, or what would that be? It's actually 10, so it would be 60% instead of 50%. Which is big. I mean, it all adds up. So you're trying to squeeze the most amount of damage out of your character, and each individual percentage increases damage. So
the fragment's mine. Another key to the door.
some might say you don't necessarily need it because you got that movement speed from the Ascension, but if you're doing this on another character that isn't the Assassin, then what are you supposed to do?
Piece by piece.
Okay, damage. Merciless, some block chance because we are taking very heavy damage right now. Armor, health, block. Time to start getting some defenses.
That's one more piece.
If we had resilience in the build, I would roll purity. So resilience to purity. But because we don't, we have to be careful. Alright, duration of that's fine. Critical strike chance, multicast, more movement speed, the skill chain, cast frequencies, of course, to ensure that it is at 0.2, still at 0.6. Well, this is getting quite difficult to get to a lower number. Alright, let's go.
Through the great void we endure.
Alright, oh, hello there, but that's not what we're looking for. Increase critical damage and cast frequency. We could get that, but we're actually looking for this. Every time you critical strike, you have a chance to apply aptitude. So it's slightly better than the haste one, but we're actually going to go grab the movement speed and critical strike chance now as well. I do want to just see, maybe Felipox, is it Felipox that has the aptitude scaling one?
Not the peaceful
I keep coming to this boss, hoping there's something here for us. I mean, we're already on 100 and something stacks of aptitude. That's crazy.
Keep collecting fragments. The tension is thrilling.
It's only a chance though, but I think the more we hit with everything, the better. We're on 800 stacks of haste. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I stood in the fire.
The fragments mine.
Alright, bosses are going to be quite difficult. We're going to hope that we don't fight any of them, because the movement speed does make it quite difficult to choose where we go. Although I could just not stand in it, or use my dash to control yourself, because you can't slow down with a dash. Don't think we should have done this, but here we are. Don't need the cast frequency. Let's just see what else we can grab. Damages. Ugh, that one did need cast frequency, so it's fine, but that's at 0.2 now. Armors increases are good. I might have to, just to survive, completely remove the visuals. I don't want to, but we might have to do that, because this is getting a little bit ridiculous in terms of not jumping out of that. Let's see if it makes it any easier. I mean, it does. Oh man, this has been a very unlucky objective. And I don't know why I'm not dodging, guys. I'm just playing it badly. I'm like, I've got so much movement speed, I don't need to dodge.
Another key to the door.
Is there no laugh anywhere? That's unfortunate. Okay, we're gonna grab some more laugh. I meant healing, like the health crystals. I mean, we do a whack ton of damage.
Don't get too relaxed.
But this is still a problem.
It's about time. Titan blood lies ahead.
Yo, calm down. This actually deals... So last time, yesterday when we played with the T-Rex build, this is actually doing far more damage. Yeah, broken, you have a dodge, use it. Alright, so we get some more armor. Every time you apply aptitude, you have a chance of multiplying it. Increase your cast speed every time you hit an enemy with the nature skill. Increase strength and max health. I like the max health and strength idea. And then let's go do one more Aranak. Grab the critical structure and movement speed. There's nothing else that we could get. Fadum. Actually, Fadum does have something. We'll do one Fatum run.
It's a little heavy on the green side. Needs a little red.
Let's do one Fatum run. And now we're just keeping the visuals off just so I can actually survive. We did increase the area of effect a little bit. We can keep it at 0.1, 10% is fine. We can kind of see the dual strike going off and it's not obscuring the floor.
That's one more piece. I'll find the rest.
We are sitting on 1400 movement speed. That's 227. That's not, I mean, we were getting up to 300 or nearly 400 times the damage multiplier, so I'm not sure. I mean, there's 258, so that's 1.5. Let's see how much we got up now. 360, because we're at 1.7. I think I've hit like 3k movement speed before, so you can definitely get your damage even higher. Okay, we are definitely at max cap. 384 times multiplier.
The fragment's mine. Another key to the door. Keep collecting fragments. The tension is thrilling.
Okay.
Piece by piece, the Titan stirs.
I think if we had to add something like the Doom skill into this one, the slicing skill, I still think it's going to be a lot stronger. It could be stronger, just because that one is your Doom damage is multiplied based on your movement speed, and dot damages are just really strong right now. Okay, let's see what we can get going. We're just grabbing ourselves some more damages. We don't need the cast frequency. We'll actually just get rid of it. Yep, that did banish it. That's fine. Damage increases and some block chance. We have like a whole huge side here of upgrades. Alright, let's see what Fadine can cook up. I haven't seen this boss's attack, so every time we see red, we're going to run away. The only problem I can see so far is that he does leave dots on the floor, which is not so good for us. Yeah, they don't stay on the floor forever, so that's fine. I did not even know that was a move, including that one over there. Actually quite a dangerous boss. Okay, well, our damage is capped. That was probably the furthest we're going to go right now. Let me know what you guys thought about that. That was crazy. What could we have got from him? When multicasting, you have a chance to apply finesse. It doesn't matter how many times the multicast happens with the skill. There's only one chance to gain the finesse. But we wanted the max health, cast frequency, and multicast. There's nothing else we could get based on our skills anyway. But this seems like it's going to be quite a strong one to grab. It actually used to... yeah. Anyway, yeah. So max health, 75... 25 cast frequency and 20 multicast. So let me know what you guys thought about the build. That was quite a fun one. 9 Titans slain, and yeah, crazy damage multipliers on the skills. So yep, hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one. Keep safe, survivors. Cheers.